Business News is next with Tululope Ogunjabi.
Thank you so much, Nifemi. President Bola Tinubu has once again reaffirmed that his economic reforms of his administration are working and that his government is on course to building a greater, more economically stable nation. The President said this in a statement to mark the second anniversary of his administration, where he said under the Renewed Hope agenda, his administration has tackled economic instability, improved security nationwide, reduced corruption, and reformed governance and lifted Nigerians out of poverty. The President acknowledged some of the difficulties experienced by Nigerians in the course of implementing the reforms. He, however, said in spite of the bumping cost of living, the economy had made undeniable progress. The President said with easing inflation, food prices and other staples beginning to decline, oil and gas sector recovery, rig counts are up about 400% in 2025 compared to 2021, and over $8 billion investments have been committed in the oil and gas industry. According to him, the country's fiscal deficit has narrowed sharply from 5.4% to about, for GDP in 2023 to 3.0% in 2024. And in other news, in the renewed efforts to promoting transparency and accountability in public finance, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission has inaugurated an 11-member anti-corruption and transparency unit in Abuja. The unit is expected to work in collaboration with Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to strengthen internal oversight and promote ethical conduct. Uloma Himachi reports.
Revenue generation and equitable distribution are critical to the effective functioning of all levels of government. To strengthen transparency in its operation, the Revenue Commission has set up an anti-corruption and transparency unit comprising 11 newly inducted members. Delivering a charge to the new members, the representative of the Commission's chairman urged them to discharge their duties with integrity and in national interest.
I urge each of you to approach your responsibilities with commitment to the national interest, diligence, due process, and vision for prosperity. The Commission will give the chapter the necessary support and cooperation for the effective discharge of their mandate.
The representative of the ICPC chairman, Olusegun Adigu, says the unit will serve as a complementary body to the RAMFAC and will closely work with the ICPC to enhance accountability within the Commission.
These units function as internal mechanisms to identify and address systemic weaknesses while ensuring compliance with ethical standards across ministries, departments, and agencies of government.
The event featured the formal administration of the oath of allegiance to the committee members. In his remarks, the new ACTU director expressed the unit's commitment to fostering a transparent environment, encourage whistleblowing, and ensuring protection for whistleblowers.
I pledge to work tirelessly with the management of RAMFAC, our members, and other stakeholders to achieve other goals. Together, we can build a more transparent and accountability system that will serve the nation's interest.
ICPC guidelines and operational documents were formally presented to the Commission, symbolizing a shared vision for a more accountable financial future in Nigeria. Ulomo Imachi, TVC News, Abuja.
The federal government is strengthening efforts to promote safety across Nigerian inland waterways. In Lagos, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy has flagged off the distribution of 3,500 life jackets as part of a nationwide campaign. TVC News senior business correspondent Ifunaya Eze reports.
The life jacket safety sensitization exercise in Lagos marks another key milestone in the federal government's water safety campaign. Represented at the event, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, revealed that the initiative is targeting 12 states nationwide.
The challenge posed by both mishap and related fatalities across the countries remain a grave concern to the government. And so many of these tragedies are preventable and often arises from neglect of basic safety measures, particularly the use of life jackets.
The managing director of the National Inland Waterways Authority emphasized the agency's goal of achieving zero fatalities across Nigeria's waterways.
Safety on our waterway, it is something that we are taking serious, and we are going to take it more serious so that we can have a free and zero mishaps on our waterway.
Also speaking, the Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation highlighted the critical role of safety awareness.
A lot of movement is being done on the road, which is well over 85%. We barely scratch maybe 5% on the waterways. And how well and how fast and how safe can we move people more than on the waterways?
The General Manager of the Lagos State Waterways Authority detailed plans for distributing the jackets.
Between now and the end of the first week in June, by God's grace, all those who should get their life jackets will get life jackets. And what we're doing is that we've identified that they are operators, they are also passengers. We don't want people to just receive life jackets and go and keep it in their houses. We want it to actually be on use and want to be seen on our waterways. I mean, Lagos State is not new to this. There was a time where we had 5,000 life jackets, and over the space of 2 years, we made sure they reach every single stakeholder. Some of those life jackets, you still see some of them even on the waterways today. So we'll definitely ensure that it gets to the end users.
A live demonstration on the correct use of life jackets rounded off the event, reinforcing the government's message that safety on the waterways is non-negotiable. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, outside our shores, Asian shares on Wall Street features jumped in Asia today after the U.S. federal court blocked President Donald Trump's Liberation Day tariff from going into effect, sending down the dollar up on safe haven currencies. Investors embraced equities, and Japanese Nikkei quickly rose to 1.7%. South Korean shares gained 1.8% to a 9-month top. MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside Japan edged up 0.5%. While Chinese blue chips fell 0.6%, the ripples were felt worldwide as Euro Stock 50 futures rose 1.3%, while FTSE futures gained 0.8%. DAX futures 1.1%, S&P 500 futures climbed 1.6%, Nasdaq futures rose 2%. While crude oil prices rose by about $1 a barrel today after the U.S. court blocked most of President Trump's tariff, while the market was watching out for potential new United States sanctions curb Russian crude flows and OPEC Plus decisions on hiking output in July. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to $62.54, up 1.13%. Brent crude is also up 1.09% to sell for $65.61. Bonnie Light is $78.62, down 2.84%. And for the OPEC basket, dealers offer $63.78, up 0.24%. Well, that's business news at 7. Next is sports news. Me and Akiri is there, standing by.